first. Hey. I hope so. So mate, 10 minutes. Oh, this is going ace. All right, we've lifted the 4x4s. We have Derek, my private guide. I've got my I'm in his hands. He's going to take us up. It's 7-kilometer hike. I think that's 3.5 there, 3.5 back. It's going to take us a couple of hours to walk there. And we're going to try and cross here without getting our feet wet. There's our first crossing. Can we go down here? We're going down here. See where to get across down here. Oh yeah, look. Don't want to get the feet wet too quickly. Oh, we found a spot. Oh yeah, good. Okay, yeah. Can I help you? All right, we're across. We're across, and we're feet are still dry. That's good. It's important for me to keep the feet dry. I don't like walking in wet feet. Not good for the skin, especially a couple of hours. But Derek, he's got me across without a drop in my shoe. Yeehaw! So Derek, our guide, he does this at least once or twice a week. And what a job! I mean, I was into telecommunications. I was a project manager at Optus, and yeah, I didn't get to do stuff like this. Sat in the office behind a computer, but I just love the wilderness. I love getting out. I've always had an adventure streak about me, so I'm in heaven. Heaven, a place on earth. Belinda Carlisle, I think that was, but wow, these little rockfall areas here. These are really steep and high lava mountains. And the rain, it's just starting to fall a little bit, so we're not too worried. Another river crossing coming up, I think. Derek, I notice you have thongs on. Thongs. Do you do this with thongs all the time? No shoes?
No shoes?
No, yeah, no shoes? You? No shoe? You? You don't use shoes?
I have no shoes.
Oh, you've got no shoes?
No.
Oh, wow. So he does it in thongs. That's amazing. These treks, I mean, 7 kilometers in thongs. Man, my toes, especially my toes, my feet would be, I don't know, carved up. Certainly blisters. I've got pretty hard sort of soles. But, you know, when we were younger, we used to go, you know, tromper through the bush without any shoes on. It's the sort of thing you just did when you were a kid. Played in rubbish dumps, played in the bush. Bamboo caves we used to make through Lantana. We were wild young kids back in the 70s and 80s. Did some crazy stuff. I'm just reliving that now. And probably the most important thing that people don't really think about is we are going at a good pace, but I don't mind if we slow down, because you have one little slip, one little twisted ankle, man, this walks all over for you. So you've got to be sure what you're doing, where you're treading, and making sure you just be a bit careful, going over some like the rocky areas and that, like here. But track here is fantastic. But even stuff like this, you can just sort of roll an ankle really easily. So if you think you're going at a bit too fast paced, to slow down a little bit. This is pretty good for me. I'm used to the Australian bush, rock climbing and stuff like that, so this is nice and easy at the moment. But yeah, just injury, any sort of injury of the foot, leg will ruin your day. And I really don't want this day ruined. Wow. Now I've just changed the zoom because I wanted to show you our destination is there. It's Mount Pinatubo. It's surrounded in cloud. I can just see a little bit of the peak through there. It's 6.5 kilometers from here. Is it? Oh, okay. It's 6 from here to Pinatubo?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
0.5.
So we're 6.5 from here. So what that makes it, well, I think it's 14 round trip actually. All right, ready for it. We'll just take it nice and easy. There's a long, long way to go.
800.
Okay, just getting a bit of information from Derek, our guide, and he was just mentioning that Pinatubo, before it blew up, was 4,000 meters high, and now it's 800 meters high. Gives you an idea of how much stuff just blew out of it. That must have been cataclysmic, or was a cataclysmic eruption. Actually, I think it was probably one of the biggest one of the 20th century, or the second biggest one ever recorded in the 20th century. Wow. So it gives you an indication of the size of this area, size of the mountain, what it was. It's still pretty high, but 4,000 meters, wow. And to top, to be topped, over 3,000 meters of rock, wow, that's huge, absolutely massive. I do like statistics, understanding, mathematics and stuff like that, and a lot of science. I'm into my science, astronomy. I'm just fascinated by the natural world, and just getting facts on this is just as exciting as actually being here. And this walk is pretty nice. It's pretty easy. It's got to go at a nice pace. I'm used to this sort of stuff in Australia, but it will get steeper as we approach the foot of Pinatubo. Yeah, just got to keep sucking the oxygen in. That's what it's all about, keeping that blood going and praying that the heart holds out. Our guide Derek has found a place where we can safely cross without getting our toes wet. I'm not really a wuss. I'd just rather keep these shoes dry on such a big hike. All right, he's going to help me across. Oh yeah, this is good. As long as I don't lose my sunglasses. No. All right, we're across that one. That one, okay. Just in case, I just want to make sure they're pretty pointy. All right, we've crossed. Thank you. Salamat, that's good. Well, these guys just go straight through. I want to keep the shoes dry, so I've got to go the long way around. That's all right. We made it through. Derek just knows where all the easy rocks are to make the crossings. Really thankful for that. All right.
Can you jump over there?
Yeah.
Over there?
Yep, we're going to jump. Yep. All right, we did that. Leap of faith, hoping that that rock wasn't slippery, but it wasn't. Let's go. Look, all those years of training, cocks on the rocks, on the ocean, foreshores, have really helped, giving me the tools for negotiating this challenging walk. But you know, again, you just walk through the water. It's not that challenging. But I don't like to get the feet wet. That's all right.
The other rock is not ice cream one.
Yeah, they're too small. Are you going to get that out of the water? Yeah. We like to get these sort of things out of the environment. Really, really important. If you see some rubbish, just pick it up all the way out here. You don't want it in the river systems and polluting the area. So yeah. Looking at the colour of this water, it's full of sulphur. You certainly can't drink this stuff. And I've been told it can burn you as well. So if it's in high concentrations, yeah, you've got to be mindful of stuff like that. And that's one reason why we cannot swim in the lake at the top of Mount Pinatubo, because it's too acidic, it's too much sulphur and quite dangerous. So they don't actually even allow people to go into the crater, which I'm a little bit disappointed about, but safety first, safety for the tourists. They just want to have one little mishap and it will disrupt their tourism business here. So I get that, I understand that. Love to go in there, but I'm not going to have to be able to do that. The other thing is, Derek mentioned the weather forecast for today is not that fantastic, and I can see why. So we've got very limited time at the summit here. Take pictures, videos, do whatever, and get back down the mountain, because you never know how much rain's going to fall and how much these rivers are going to swell. I mean, they're a little bit swollen at the moment, but imagine double that. We'll probably get trapped here. So if it starts raining and heavily, we got to go. We got to, get back. So that's why I'm in a bit of a hurry to get there to beat the rain. Okay, I'm gonna have to slow it down a little bit. Got my heart rate monitor going there, 156 it says. Not a real accurate heartbeat rate, but I have been told to keep it to 160 or below for any period of time at my age and with this condition I've got. But so I've got to be mindful. I take my pulse regularly with my watch. It's a great watch, smart watch, and just don't want to go over that threshold for any length of time. So I might just pull it back a little bit. Oh, okay, and maybe stop talking. All right, just got to watch out where I'm going. But we are coming to a rest point. We haven't had a rest. It's probably been 5 kilometers so far. No, actually maybe 6 kilometers non-stop basically. And look, it's been pretty easy actually. I'm not huffing and puffing too much, but I will have a stop here and some water. I might check the battery so if I can have power, but yeah, it's a good place to stop, have a quick rest. But the clouds are coming in. I'm actually quite concerned about the weather, because if it starts raining, we got to turn back, and I really don't want to come all this way and not achieve the objective of the summit and looking at the lake in the crater. But for now, it's a quick stop here, rehydrate, and then it's on, I think, to the steep part of the climb. So it'll be slow, or slower, much slower. Yeah, take my time. Yeah, I say the last 20-30 minutes of this walk is quite steep, but we will find out. But yeah, 6 kilometers. Yeah, I'm ready for a little break, but not too long. All right, Isaac. How's it going, mate?
Good, how you doing?
This is Isaac.
Hi,
And I got no.
Kavi.
Kavi,
Yes,
hi there.
hi.
American tourists and hikers. How'd you find that?
Yes.
Yeah, pretty exhilarating, hey?
Yeah. We're very tired.
I got to stretch the legs a bit, yeah.
Well,
Yeah, we
we're
just
not
take it
even
down.
halfway done because we still gotta go all the way back.
I know, but it's downhill all the way back.
Really?
Okay, yeah,
Oh,
yeah. So just keep that in mind. This is the hard part.
Is the walk back the same walk that we just came?
I hope so.
Yeah.
yeah.
And this is
Yeah.
uphill?
Yeah, this is where it gets tough, I believe. Yeah, this is where a kilometre of.
Let's see. For me, it's gonna take 20 minutes. For them,
Oh, come on, you guys are in your 20s at least. Or teenager? Teenager here.
Yeah.
I'm the older one in the group.
Yeah. Oh, well, I didn't want to slow you down, that's why, you know. But
You look like you got a nice ride.
a ride.
A ride.
Oh, yeah,
Compared
coming
to
in.
us.
Yeah, I
We had
know.
to sit because ours was a little bit more.
Yeah, I found on the bum cheeks I found a little bit sore. So you can absorb all those bumps. Yeah, it was a lot of fun actually, and nice and cool. But anyway, yeah, that's the American tourist, if I can say it. But you're a local now, aren't you? Yeah, he's from
Still
Clark.
American.
Still American, yeah. So they're loving it too. All right, we're gonna go to the top because if the rain closes in, we got to turn around. Yeah, so yeah, I wouldn't say the race is on, but we can't sort of hang around for too long, unfortunately,
Like a human, any of them.
because we all want to get to the top, don't we?
Yeah, that's the whole point.
No, you actually.
All right.
No.
I'll stop it there.
Pictures are-
So look at this beautiful area. Oh, Maganda. G'day guys, we're at the foot of the mountain, foot of the volcano. We're going up. It says 15 minutes for young, middle-aged, yeah, I classified myself as middle-aged, 18 minutes, and a senior citizen, 20 minutes. So I'm not going to time it, but that gives you an idea. But we're going to the top. The weather's closing in a little bit. Fingers crossed we can get up there, up to the top. But all right, that's it. Thought I'd show you that. Rightio, this is the challenging part. Even though I've been told by Derek, the guide, that it's classified as an easy walk, purely because of the length, and it's not that treacherous, not that hard. But it is up, it is steeper, so take my time. Get across these water crossings. Oh yeah. Wonder if we're going to the top there. That is one huge mountain in front of us. Wow. Hard to see from this angle, but it is massive, like high. But I think we are going to the top. Wow. Anyway, it's nice and cool here. Oh, 10 minutes to crater. Oh, wow. Maybe we're not going to the summit. Wow, this is good. As I negotiate some more water crossings. Yeah, this is just amazingly beautiful, awesome, making me feel alive. It's big, invigorating. Yeah, that's the word, invigorating. Even though I trekked 6 kilometers or so, I'm still feeling pretty damn good. I'm not puffing and panting. Breathing a little bit heavy, but still, it's all right. But really loving this. And a bit of the adrenaline is still pumping because I'm getting excited. 10 minutes to the crater. I feel it's in reach. I feel we can't turn back now, even if the heavens open up. I just hope I can see inside the crater because there's a lot of cloud up here. But we can't change the weather, we've got no control over it. We've got to take it as it comes. But this is fantastic, and it's coolish. There's no sun. That's the advantage, there's no hot blaring sun. So this is quite a comfortable walk from a temperature point of view. As I negotiate another water crossing. They're everywhere. All right, we're nearly top the summit, well, the crater. 60 steps left before, and here we are. Welcome to Mount Pinatubo Tourism. Yeah. You know what? I was expecting something a little bit more severe, like rock climbing or something like that. But I'll take it because it is pretty exhausting. And wow, come on now. I'm getting a glimpse, and you guys are too, of the Crater Lake. This is where it all happened in 1991. In June. What, June 16?
15.
15?
Yeah. June 15. 99.
Yeah. Yeah, I've done a little bit of research, but then again, I love volcanoes, especially this one. I love Krakatoa as well. That was a massive one back in the 1800s. Oh, wow. But this, man, ready? Are you guys ready? This is the climax. And kapow! Oh my God, this is beautiful. Maganda. Look how vast that area is. How many kilometers across?
Cross. This is 2.2 kilometers.
2.2
around.
across? 2.2 around?
Around, yeah.
No, it's more than that, isn't it? It looks much more than that. 2 kilometers around. Oh, I don't know. It's looking much bigger than that still. That is fantastic. Wow. But we cannot go down. We can't go down in there. I'll see if I can pay my way down, but I doubt we're able to go down. But yeah, no swimming, can't go in there, can't touch the water. Very acidic, I believe. But yeah, like this is like 800 meters here. Imagine another 3,200 meters high. That's what we're talking about, you know. A massive mountain. And kapow! This all blew up in 1991 in June. And this is what's left. I mean, it is beautiful, but a cataclysmic eruption. Imagine just all that. I mean, it's not just the surrounding hilltop, hill or volcano that blew up. It's all the magma underneath as well. That's gone shooting up into the sky, all the ash. It is truly remarkable. It is a sight to see, and it is a must on your bucket list, guys, to get up and have a look at this. And really, it's not a hard climb. I mean, I can do this. Younger people can do it. It's no problem at all. Even the seniors can do it. It is just so simple, and gee, makes me feel alive. Okay, guys, that's it. We've achieved it. I'm blown away. It's I mean, on a nice sunny day, might be glistening, might be more turquoisey blue, but on a day like today, it's not as brilliant, but that doesn't matter. It doesn't take away the magnificence of the area. Wow. Oh. Well, I hope you guys loved that one. I certainly did. All right, we're at the top now, and we're going to have some lunch. But just make sure you get out there and live your dreams, okay? Just get out there, please, and do stuff like this. Especially the older generation or the mature people, just get out there and just do it. It is fantastic. It's so rewarding. All right, see you in the next one. Bye-bye.
US forces give the nod. It's a setback for your country. Bombs and trenches all in rows. Bombs and threats still ask for more. Divided well the CIA said to control the issue. Don't leave us with no time to talk. See
See you guys.